learning well, isn't he? Oh, he's such a gentleman and everything. But Ms. George, I'm sure you're impressed with him. We have this evening with us Ms. Ivy George, who is the coordinator for the health promotion strategy as well as non-communicable disease prevention strategy as well. A big portfolio, Ms. George. Good evening. Great to have you here.
Thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, of course, the big thing that happened last weekend, which with a large number of people taking part, was the Caribbean Wellness Day. And the minister was the face behind it, but you are actually the spearhead behind it. Tell us all a bit about that.
Well, one of the things I do, one of the priorities that I have been charged with, is the development and implementation of the first phase of the National Strategy for the Prevention and Control of Communicable Diseases in our territory. I'm sure you're aware that it's one of our #1 health problem, and so we are trying to work on this using a three-prong approach.
Right. Tell us a bit about the three-prong approach.
Well, the three-prong approach calls for working with the private sector, working with, we have an intersectorial committee or interdepartmental committee, and that committee is being chaired by Honorable Christian, and that's why he was featured so much over the weekend.
Right.
And also we have a community arm, and so we are piloting 5 communities, and we launched 4 of those 5 community health and wellness committee on the weekend as well. So on Friday was dedicated to the workplace, and on Saturday was dedicated to the community. We started with the community, and although the day was on Saturday, we have designated the Friday for workplaces so as to not to interfere with the community activities on the Saturday.
So how did you find that the if you could call it the split, you know, the separation between the communities and the work? How did you find that worked out?
Well, like I said, the people in the community, most of the, actually this year was the less, we did not have as many communities as we have in the past, because in the past we have had as many as 9 communities out there, committees working in various communities. But this year, because we want to pilot a particular project and institutionalize this model of community participation, we are only working with 5 communities for the next 3 years.
But still, that's 5 years a lot. Still, it's a handful. It still means that you have to really focus and get it done well. So that's certainly, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
And I also must say that there are some very active and dedicated people in the community who are behind the community activities.
And of course, we haven't even spoken about the Friday, which was so successful.
Yes, because this is our 4th year, and as you know, when we were discussing, we said that it was our 4th year, the time was short, we didn't have a lot of money, but we still want to get out there and do one activity at least out of the physical fitness subcommittee, and I'm glad that we did. I think the turnout was very good, and that this is just the beginning. This is not just going to be a one-off activity, because as you are aware, we are working with the BVI Olympic Association, and they are trying to get a grant under the Sport for All program from the International Olympic Association. And once that is done, the idea is to introduce walk-in clubs in the community and through the workplaces, and also that we will occasionally have these national, because one of the mandate from CARICOM is that we need to have massive activity where people are taking part in physical activity.
And I'm glad you made mention of that, because there are a lot of people that were there on the day. In fact, most people were asking, the makers were asking us, when is the next one? So that is really exciting to know, and of course, obviously, we want to get more and more people involved.
Yes.
Well, I'll just remind the folks that we are here live, and Carl's going to give the numbers to call in a minute. Here, Miss Ivy George, who's telling us about health and wellness. And Carl?
Yes, our numbers to call are 541-6709. If you guys are just tuning in with us, we're talking health and wellness. Our numbers to text are the same number, 541-6709. And Ms. George, before we get into something else, I just wanted to ask a quick question. What is it that you see around here is plaguing us that you think that, you know, something of this magnitude was necessary?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's not only just hair, but the chronic non-communicable disease. We are talking about cancer, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and so these are the things that are causing us the mortality, death, and illnesses. And so these have one of the big areas that we find that these problems are plaguing us. We see a big cost in that there are a number of the people, because of poor management, no management, they're ending up on dialysis. And so this is very costly. And the thing about these diseases is that 80% of the diabetes, heart disease, and and 40% of the cancers are preventable.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of our young folks are ending, and like she said, on the dialysis machine. I know of a good brother of mine, a very good athlete in sports player. I was shocked and surprised when he told me that he ended up on dialysis, which I'm talking about is Kenny Thomas, my good brother and my good friend, classmate. I was shocked when I saw persons that say it's not just targeting, it's just basically anybody who's not fit. So no matter what position you are, whether you're playing sports or not, if you're not treating your body healthy, things like this can happen.
Yes.
I was going to say, Carl, if I can jump in there, that's a very good point, because we talk about Funny, who everyone knows always calls on our program. I'm sure he's listening tonight, so good evening to you. Kenny Thomas, better known as Funny. You know, Funny is one of the fittest guys I've ever known. And if Funny can get ill, anybody can get ill.
But you know what, to Paul, not cutting you
Sure.
off. I had a conversation with even your colleague, Mr. Patrick Harrigan, and he was telling me too, you know, he too was a fit athlete, and you know, if he wasn't cautious with himself, he was heading in that direction where it was pressure and sugar, I mean, and you know, all that kind of stuff is, I mean, I think it goes back to the food that we eat and the way we take care of our bodies. So this fitness stuff that you guys are, you know, doing, I think it was necessary. I mean, I do see a lot of people out there walking, so I think a lot of people are health conscious right now about their bodies and what needs to be done. But a lot more, like you said, community-wise, needs to be done.
Well, we need to get guys like Patrick on the show, because Patrick and I were having a one-on-one conversation, and he's actually said there's a Pacific Health drink.
Yes,
that
he had that same conversation.
And he has had on numerous occasions. And Ms. George, this health drink that he's been drinking for years has actually given him sugar.
Oh.
And has made him unhealthy.
We can say what it is.
Well, I don't know. I hope it's possible to sell it. Let's not mention it.
No, yes.
But
let's not mention it.
Yes, I was shocked when he mentioned that same thing to me too, because like I said, we take it as a regular drink.
As a regular drink.
And I mean, and it's something to think about. If you're not working out, folks, if you're not training, it doesn't make sense using health drinks as a substitute for water or whatever the case may be. You know, the body requires a certain amount of water, and I think that.
No, I'm just saying, actually, that's a good point. And if we look at it from that perspective, then we could call it a drink, but we don't need to. But the point is that if we just stick to saying health drinks, if you're drinking a health drink and you're not physically active, then it's actually just filling your body with a lot of extra sugar that your body can't get rid of, and it's going to make you ill. And that's the bottom line. And that's the reason why we have Ms. George here this evening, because we're talking about, first of all, we spoke about Caribbean Wellness Day, but the bottom line, and I think the most important thing that we're talking about, non-communicable diseases. Right. In other words, the prevention of them now. And Ms. George, that's the key for us to begin to get that idea into people's head, that it is important that you can prevent illness 20, 30 years down the road.
Yes, actually the whole idea is we are trying to have a paradigm shift. We in this community are very disease and sickness oriented, and a lot of the money for our healthcare goes into healthcare services. Now, what people don't understand is that healthcare services and health are not synonymous. They're not the same thing. So the healthcare services are needed, and they're very important, because from time to time, people will fall off the radar and they will become sick, and people also would want to be monitored to make sure that they are staying healthy. But what we want to get the idea over is that wellness for life, health and wellness for life, and that it is possible, and that it don't happen by chance. Just like how we plan for everything else, we must plan for our health.
Well, let me mention this to you, Ms. George. I mean, you just made a comment there a while ago, and it came to me. I mean, back then, when in your time when you was growing up, I mean, we didn't have those problems. You have people living to be a ripe old age of 100 plus. Now we have a shift now. I mean, and things are happening so soon and so sudden. What do you think is causing this? Is it the food? Is it the way we?
Well, one of the things that they say that are associated with chronic non-communicable disease has to do with lifestyle.
So it's the way we live.
Yes, the way we live.
We drive everywhere now. We don't walk. We don't.
Yes, and we are not walking as hard long ago. Most of the people was walking outside in the ground. And we also ate a lot of the food that we grow ourselves and so forth. We ate from the ground, whole food, and now one of the things in terms of diet is the processed foods. That is on a great increase.
And as we can see, they were just shifting back a bit. The producers giving us a little treat here. We're actually able to see some of the individuals who were taking part in the Caribbean Wellness Day, and you can see the numbers of individuals, all different trust companies. You know, Ms. George, if you see them there on the screen,
service,
yes.
public service, private service, they were all there.
Yes.
You know, the commissioner, the governor, you know,
the ministers.
the ministers, you know, Carl. I mean, everyone was there.
Paul, I'm looking for you. I still don't see you.
No, I was there. I was avoiding the camera.
I'm just checking.
Miss George, you walked all the way, didn't you? Miss George was there as well. There you go. So we're hoping we see you on screen. There's Orlando. He's actually on our committee.
Yes.
Orlando Bowens. Tremendous guy indeed, and a great personality. And he was quite a fascinating story, because he works for the bank and actually was not supposed to be able to come, and came along with 4 other bank members. That's pretty spectacular.
Yes.
No, Paul, as Ms. George is saying, this shift in the lifestyle that we have, I mean, I think she's correct in that area, because what happens, Paul, is I mean, we were athletes back in our days, and when we figure we reach a certain age, we stop activities, and this is, I think, is what's contributing to a lot of this stuff.
Many of us stop. Yes.
Yeah, we stop and we don't continue.
Yes.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm trying to start this Sports for Life kind of thing, where we try to get back some of our elder or middle age. So
the elder folks, eh?
No, let me just use middle age. 40 plus people back actively involved, because like Ms. George says, I mean, it's fitness for life, you know, it's healthy living.
Well, Ms. George made a point there which I like, and when I interviewed Keith Dawson, he made the same point, in that Keith said that he had been putting on weight over the last couple of years, and when he began to observe himself, he's realized that he was actually, he wasn't walking, not even half much he used to walk as a child. See, when he was a child, he used to have to walk up hills to go to school, and walk here and walk there, and all of a sudden now he's walking nowhere. You know, hence Caribbean Wellness Day and all the different walks that we're putting together with the different committees and subcommittees. Walking is vitally important, Ms. George.
Yes, and why we are using the walking, and well, I guess some people will run, but the walk-run as a national program, because as you're aware, it's in terms of, it's a best practice that has been shown. It's also very cost effective, and you don't need too much to walk. Now, not everyone can or will be able to walk, but it is something that a large amount of people can do, and so we will be pushing this national walking program through communities as well as through workplaces.
Now, Ms. George, let me ask you, what are you guys doing as far as educating in the different areas of the food part of it? How you guys are tackling that area? Okay,
on this, what we have, as we mentioned earlier, we have a committee that is called, it's an interdepartmental committee, and we have person on there from the Ministry of education, from tourism, not tourism, from transportation, which would be what we will call communication and works. We have the city manager there, we have town planning, we have finance, we have the college, we have education, and we have social security. And we come together
I'm not hearing sports.
We say sports through education.
Oh, okay.
Education, yes.
Because I'm hitting the head.
Yes, sports is there. Sports is on the, actually, Mr. Hewlett is in charge of the physical fitness.
I'm surprised that you said that, because Mr. Hewlett is my co-host and he knows how I feel about sports. So
we're going to get to that on that point. Listen, Ms. George, I don't want to get into the food side of it yet. We're going to take a pause for a cause to thank our sponsors. Of course, the line for all those calls that you can make, Roton Wholesale, and Speedies that gets me across the summer jam. We have a call coming in right now, so we'll take that call before we go for the break. Good evening, sports. Let's go right ahead, please. Hello? Okay, we've lost him, so we're going to take a pause for a call. When we come back, you're going to take that call, and we'll hear more about the types of foods that you should be eating and what have you. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Time Shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Speedies, the ultimate way to travel in and around the Virgin Islands. We offer daily ferry services between Virgin Gorda and Tortola and St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Speedies also offer 3 daily services from Trellis Bay, Beef Island, including a 10:30 p.m. convenient late run from Virgin Gorda. Explore paradise in Virgin Gorda with car rentals, deep sea fishing, private charters, and taxi services with free pickup offer. Don't settle for anything less. When thinking of travel in the Virgin Islands by land or sea, think Speedies. Full air-conditioned cabins and a well-stocked bar. For more information, call 495-5235 or 495-5204.
When it comes to your health, being uninsured is never an option. Listen to some sound advice. Nagico's Nagicare is one of the best medical insurance plans your money can buy. We offer you solutions to medical coverage benefits tailor-made to your budget and preferences, so that the next time you visit a doctor, you can rest assured that we've got you covered. Visit our website, nagico.com, or contact a Nagico office or agent near you. Nagico Insurances. We've got you covered.
Gatorade Lab Test 01 Prime, trial number 10. Fuel training. Trigger muscle response. Ignite. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Time Shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, the numbers to call are 541-6709. We had a caller was just trying to make a call. So caller, we're back. If you want to join in the conversation, we have Miss George in the studio, and she's talking about Caribbean Wellness Day and the foods and what to do and what not to do. And Paul, you had a question.
Well, the question I have for you, Carl.
No, you don't have that question.
No, I haven't heard it to you. I want to know why you never remember to tell the mothers good evening. And we should always tell all our mothers good
yes,
evening.
Monsieur Lit, he's behaving himself today, but you know, he's a little naughty every now and then.
And
yes.
of course, of your mom as well.
Yes.
You have a mom.
And to all the mothers, but I must send a shout out to
Carl's mom.
Yes, I must send a shout out to the Jocelyn Gideons that are on my bus.
Is that what they call? Are they called
that's my name.
Are they called Jocelyn Gideons?
That's my name.
Carl made that one up.
Yes, that is my makeup name. They know
who
they are.
Other things
and I know they're gonna tackle me tomorrow at it, but these are the young ones that I take to school.
Okay, so for all you Jocelyn Gideons. We're talking about health, and we have Ms. George here. We'll talk about Jocelyn Gideons in the next segment. We have a lot of things to talk about in the next segment. But we were talking about the non-communicable diseases, the prevention of them.
Yes.
One of the things that helps prevent diseases is the way that you eat.
Yes, because actually what WHO have said, when they look at these diseases, they said that there are 4 things that they had in common. One had to do with unhealthy diet, lack of physical activity, the use of tobacco and exposure to secondhand smoke, and abuse of alcohol. So these were the 4 things that are crossed, and these gave rise to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and high glucose, which in turn then give way to these diseases.
So give those 4 again, Ms. George. Say them again. Remember?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Unhealthy diet, especially lack of fruits and vegetables and whole grains, etc. Lack of physical activity and use of tobacco and exposure to secondhand smoke and abuse of alcohol.
No, as you mentioned the part with alcohol, what I'm observing right now, Ms. George, is that folks are using health drinks and mixing with alcohol or uppers, and to me alcohol is like an upper.
Presumed health drinks.
Right.
If I could say that in the UK Red Bull was banned.
And the Caribbean and in the US, it's international.
In the UK,
people are using it and mixing it with alcohol.
Because they've had more than one cases, people have died from doing just that.
We understand that, but the listening audience who has it as a favorite drink doesn't know the consequences behind it, and I'm glad that you mentioned that too. I mean, the part with the tobacco and secondhand smoking, I mean, all around the place right now we're saying, you know, don't smoke in public places. Is that what it is?
Well, it's what it is referred to as passive smoking, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is one of the worst things that you could have, where, you know, because there are people who have died from smoking and they've never smoked a cigarette in their lives.
Just inhaling.
And when we were young, people used to be allowed to smoke in offices.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
I mean, now you can't do that pretty much anywhere.
No, because what they have is a workplace, the ban of smoking in public places, and workplaces consider a public place.
Yes.
So there should be no smoking in the workplace.
And I think, and what the U.S. have done is they made, they took the warnings and blow them up so people can understand, you know, and you have a test.
Well, I like this test, but I'm going to help this person right now with his answer. He says, is it health test or sports test? Well, actually, if you aren't, as someone said the other day, if you aren't healthy, you can't play sports. And what the problem that we're finding is that our youngsters who are playing sports are not eating healthily. And this goes right down to school meals, my good friend who is listening. So I'm glad that you're listening. And this has become so chronic in the Virgin Islands that we have offered to take the time out in our program to discuss healthy eating, which is going to make our athletes better athletes and better persons now when they, in their competitive life, and after when they go on and continue living. So we felt it was such an important topic today that, yes, I understand that you'd love to see Sunday's races, but maybe we can show you at the end, we'll see the producer can do it. But this is a very important topic, and we wanted to have it on our Sports Talk. So, but thank you for letting us know.
And to reiterate what you were saying to Paul, which is very important. I'm a trainer. I train people in the gym. I train kids in track and field and basketball and all that stuff. And just like you said, I mean, you expect to give 100%, but if your body's not fit, you're not eating the right foods, not getting the right nutrition that you need, you're going to fall apart. You're going to risk injuries. And all that stuff has, like you said, to do with food. So, I mean, to reiterate what Ms. George is saying, this is a very important topic, and it has a lot to do with sports.
Everything to do with sports.
Yes.
I mean,
so yes, we are sports desk, but we are health and sports desk this evening.
Well, we've tagged health onto it this evening, but it is an integral part of sports. You know, what a lot of the young athletes in the Virgin Islands, the reason why they don't make it to the next level, you want to see your athletes getting up there and running against the big athletes, is because of the way that they eat.
Not only that, the way they, like Ms. George said, the way they carry themselves, it's too casual.
But let me help you, and I know this is one of Ms. George's pep topics. She hasn't got to expand now if she doesn't want to, but I will make the comment here live on television. You know, when you're eating, you know, fried chicken and chips and all these sort of things, and drinking canned sodas every day at school, and then you want to be a professional athlete, the two of them don't go hand in hand at all. You just won't make it. The body can't take, you know, that amount of
carbonated water
and all the vegetable oils and the grease in your skin, and still perform at its optimum. So you got to make a decision about eating healthy, Ms. George.
Yes, and like I said, this is something that we will be doing. As I mentioned, we have a number of committees through which we accomplish our work, and one of the committees called Food and Nutrition. And the Food and Nutrition Committee is the one that is charged with setting up the food and nutrition policies for the territory. We are going to be working on standards and guidelines for food meals. We are going to be also working on stuff for recreational sites, also in terms of what should be in vending machine on in public places, as well as we will give some guidelines that when you're having meats and so forth, the kinds of things that you should be serving as sports events.
Very, very well said. Ms. George, let me ask you, I mean, and this one might be touchy, you know, and you probably could help me. Back then when you guys grew up, you basically grew up off of the land and sea. Like you said, you grow the food, you eat the food that you grown, and then, you know, the men go out and fish and stuff like that. Nowadays, eating habits has changed somewhat. I mean,
yes.
Can you have something going?
I know. Well, very quickly, no, I don't take glory. Just very quickly, I want the other producers to let our next guest in. He's outside. He just sent a text to say he's outside. So coming up next, after the break, we're going to have Byron Chucky Hodge. He's going to talk about a big basketball tournament coming up. But let's talk a bit more about health for another 5 minutes first.
So producer, please open the door for
let him in.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. George.
Yes, so as we were saying, yes, before, back in the early 80s and 60s and so forth, and even before that, we grew some of our foods, and
everything was fresh. You basically you killed your goat, your cow, your pig, whatever, and it wasn't that much as processed.
Yes, so as we got more affluent and so forth, we changed, and we, you know, I guess you see a lot of television, you want other things that you're seeing abroad, not realizing, because a lot of those things that we are now embracing in the U.S. and some of those other places, they are getting rid of them, because like in schools, they are very strict guidelines for some school as to what they can sell, what they can use for fundraising and so forth. And therefore, when you have that clamped down in the U.S. especially, then they have to find new market to send their goods. And a lot of those things end up in the Caribbean and in South America. And so if we don't put the measures and stuff like that in, then we are going to be overrun with some of these things.
So, Ms. George, let me get this right. So they can't legally sell the food in their country, so they get the legal rights to sell it in ours. So their children aren't eating it. It's the junk food that their children can't eat, but they can legally sell it to us. This is what's happening.
And a lot of cases, and again too, like, you know, some of the food vendors will tell you that they know that in the Caribbean, and, you know, we have a sweet tooth, and we like a lot of salt. And so those are the things that we end up with, and these are some of the things that are not helping us.
No, well, Paul, I mean, adding to what Ms. George has said, I know, and I could say I'm one of the victims of that too. I mean, when our kids wake up in the morning time, we don't give them you know, the foods like we grew up eating before. We give them the pancakes with the syrup. So you're actually throwing sugar first thing in the morning.
They're getting
so
sugar.
What do you expect to get? You know what I'm saying? You know, back then when we grew up, you know, your mom would boil an egg for you, have to crack it soft and drink it and stuff like that. We don't do those kind of things anymore.
So,
I mean, Ms. George? I mean, that's what have us where we are. And I mean,
well, actually, a lot of kids are not even having the opportunity to have a breakfast at home because their parents have to leave very early, and some people are now too, because like again the affluence, it's now better to go and buy breakfast instead of preparing it at home.
You go down to you buy a patty early in the morning, eat a greasy chicken leg, or I mean, not to you know, down on anybody, but I mean, this is the lifestyle that we have. Back in my days, I grew up eating oats, cream of wheat. I mean, and back then the health department used to come into the schools and give us those little milky chocolate bars and stuff. Did you see any of that stuff anymore?
Well, we have to make an effort to give it to our children. That's the bottom line. If we want them to be good athletes.
We have to teach them.
That's correct. Well, Carl, we're at the time of the clock, so I'm going to ask Ms. George, any final words that you want to pass on to the listening audience, Ms. George?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me this evening, and I want to say, especially since this is a sports show, we want to say that we will have a lot more physical activity. We really want to get everyone, as many people as possible, moving, because we really know that this is a very important part of a wellness lifestyle. And like I'm saying, we can have good health, we can be as fit as possible for as long as possible, but it would not happen by chance. It has to be by choice.
So you heard it from the horse's mouth. Ms. George here, who is the woman behind the button, she's confirmed that we will be having, for those who are asking and watching tonight, tell your friends, there will be lots more walk runs in the Virgin Islands on a regular basis. We'll bring you up to speed when that is. You'll hear about it sooner than later. So again, Ms. George, I want to thank you for coming tonight. It's been really refreshing to hear about the food we should be eating and getting the youngsters, you know, on the right path. Coming up next, Carl?
Oh, we have Byron Chucky Hodge, my good buddy. He's going to be talking basketball. So we look forward to having him come in. And guys, at this moment, we'll take a break, and we'll be back right back with a word from our sponsors.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with timeshift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Your moisture-wicking fabric isn't enough. Your zero-weight shoes aren't enough. Your carbon fiber racket isn't enough. The apps that track, analyze, and motivate you aren't enough. Nothing you put on is. It's up to you. You and what's inside you. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Simple as that. You explode into the record books. You show no mercy. You come back strong. You win from within.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
Boy, what good? Yeah, man, everything good?
Yeah, man, look, come get a bus wash after them.
Boy, I can't wash down today, no, no. Hustle, you know, it's 2 weeks now. I sick, but then I pay my social security. If I want him paying that, is that what help me with the bills? So I hope you paying yours.
Man, I gotta lead up for big time taxi, man, like I got all the cruise ship and tourists and them. I only try squeezing a little something, you understand?
boy, I used to say the same thing, you know. But I guess like Social Security boy really helped me out. So if you ain't paying yours, better pay.
You know the sad thing about today? Things that happen, you know, so I gotta really take it into consideration and get at this out, you know?
Yeah, man.
Real stuff.
Yeah.
Real stuff.
Yeah, boy. Well, I like to stay and chat with you, you know, but I gotta roll out. Remember I say and I hustle?
Yeah, man, that's what's understood. You got to be explained and make that money.
Yeah,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
catch up.
I can do the same, hold it down.
Self-employed persons, Social Security Board is looking for you. We need you to get on board. Comply today. Register. Pay your contributions and claim your benefits. The Social Security Board awards 7 benefits to self-employed persons. The benefits are sickness, maternity, employment injury, invalidity, age, funeral, and survival. Self-employed persons, we expect you to secure your tomorrow today.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Time Shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Good evening, welcome back to the show. Joined us in the studio is my main man, Baron Chucky Hodge. He wears a lot of hats. He's a real good guy when it comes to sports, and one of the guys I like to talk to. So, Paul?
I thought I was your main man. I'm hurt. I'm very hurt.
Anyways, before we get into Paul, we have some quick announcements I want to just announce. Look out for BVI Tropical Shootout, which is going to be held in December 20th to 21st of this year. This is where we have 4 NCAA Division I teams going to be coming into our islands, displaying the same style of play that we had last year.
That we're going to see tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also we have, Paul, I'm glad to say in the Honorable Junior Fraser Basketball League, I'm a coach for the college boys, and we stirring up some trouble down there, man. Those guys they're coming at us, and we standing up. I got a bunch of guys that's like pit bulls when I say get him. We're doing pretty good, college boys. I want to shout out all my college boys for the college team. We're doing good. Check out the Honorable Junior Fraser League that's going on this weekend. We're going to be playing this weekend again. We're going up against the Big West team. They got a lot of chat, so we got the also in the HLSCC Cross Country Series. And Virgin got a pipe held on and won his first leg.
Oh, he's back. You know, Max's fight was in England playing professional cricket.
Oh, he was?
He was there for a couple of weeks.
Okay, well, it seemed that cricket worked for him.
One of them. Well, he's a very talented player. I mean, he's playing at the highest level in England.
And also, don't forget on Tortola on the 21st, the HLSCC series starts over here. So we look out for that. Also, in horse racing, Paul, we did pretty good in horse racing in St. Thomas.
So I heard. In fact, one of the gentlemen are asking if you can see the race. I have to ask the producer if he has the race. Okay. The producer is saying he may have it, but we're waiting to find out. So we don't want to disappoint the fans. So he's looking really hard, and if by the end of the show we find it, we'll run it for you. Just stick around.
Also, guys, I want to mention too. And this goes across the board for those of you guys who are 40 years and older, male and female. We are having a series of games that starts on November 1st through December 29th. There are netball for for female netball. So you guys, you netball clubs, we're in Eastern Virgin Gorda. We're asking you to get in contact with us so we can get your teams in, get them registered for the league that starts in November. We have softball, both male and females. I know the guys in softball are starting to get their teams together. The rosters are out. So give me a call so I can give you some rosters if you guys are ready. Both male and female. For the female, we start from 35 plus. For the male, we start from 40 plus. Also, we have soccer. We're doing 7-a-side, Paul, in soccer. So you guys over 40, get your 7-a-side teams together. You can give me a call again. I'm going to give you my number at the end of the show. And cricket, Paul, we've added cricket.
You've added cricket?
Yes, we have added cricket to it. So we're actually doing basketball. Basketball, those guys are 40 plus. Chucky, this is in our league.
I'm 38, but I feel like 40 plus. I just want to participate.
But those guys are getting ready, man. I see some of the guys like my man. I didn't even know my man, China man, was 40 plus. I'm shocked, but these guys are...
look. You got a ball spot to prove.
But yes, guys, if you guys are interested in participating in these sports, our rosters are out. Try to contact me. I'll give you my number. I give you my committee's number so you can contact some of the persons to get the rosters. We want to get everything in by November 1st.
Just a quick question for security standpoint.
Yes.
Are you getting the Royal Virgin Islands ambulance involved in this?
If the driver is 40 plus.
I don't have any contracts with any hospital or paramedics, yes, but we'll look into that. It's a good idea.
40 plus ambulance.
Yes.
When these guys pass it, what are you going to do?
But folks, if you have church groups, if you have community groups and you want to get involved, like I said, we're right now targeting 5 sports, which is cricket, softball, basketball, netball.
Well, I'm 41, so I'm going to play
soccer.
Soccer.
But a lot of folks are talking about crossing over and playing 2 sports, so you can do that.
Well, you can play 2.
But you have to show proof that you're over 40. What is your driver's license?
I have my passport. I can use my passport.
What color is it? If it's not red, you can't play.
It's red. It's red.
Okay. Anyhow, back to Chucky. Chucky, welcome to the show, man. I know you got a lot going on. We know you
have a busy weekend, you know. Got some teams coming in from away. Everybody talking about they could beat Legs. So
Legs is my team, Chucky. You gotta come good.
I know they gotta come good.
Legs is my team.
Everybody said they could beat Legs, so we gotta see what they got this weekend.
I actually traveled to Legs down to St. Lucia, and man, they pick up the best of what they had, and we just we
walked through there, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm expecting probably some of the same tomorrow.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. I'm expecting Legs to defend home court.
Let us know what's going on.
I just expect Legs to defend.
Legs is playing Real Kings on Friday night.
On Friday night, that's the team from St. Croix.
For St. Croix. And the Legacy from St. Thomas is going to be playing the Futa Falcons from St. Kitts. So that should be a pretty interesting matchup. I'm hoping that on Saturday night that the Legs are playing St. Kitts.
Well,
how many days?
Well, I'm hoping that's Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
so what's going to happen is the losers from Friday night will play each other on Saturday.
And the winners
will play.
Which is why I'm expecting the Falcons to beat the Legacy. Of course, obviously, the Legs are going to beat
this whole thing started off with Legacy claiming that they could beat Legs. So I'm hoping.
So that's a jump off. That's a jump off.
I'm hoping that.
Is that the first game? Is that the first game?
No, it's not scheduled. So Legs have to win and Legacy have to win.
Okay. The question is the Legacy team actually stronger than the Futa Falcons team? And which team would pull a bigger crowd? Would Legacy pull a bigger crowd than the Falcons?
Well, I'm not sure, you know.
A lot of petitions here, you know.
But then again, too, you want everybody to come out. So,
so yeah, exactly. So
guys, if you just tune in with us, the numbers to call are 541-6709. If you want to text us, send us a text, 541-6709.
We are talking sports.
Yes, and we're not talking health now, we're talking sports. And there's a big tournament that starts tomorrow.
Champions of Champions.
Champions of Champions. We have out of St. Kitts, we have out of St. Thomas, and we have a St. Croix. 3 big teams competing against our own homegrown boys, Legs. Defending champs. How many times? 3 or 4 times? 6 times? But I don't say you actually going to call me.
I actually saw Ray Victor, who was telling me make sure I'm there because he's playing, he wants me there.
Yeah, Ray's playing with us in Virgin Gata.
That's why I said Ray's playing for Legs.
In Virgin Gata,
The team in Virgin Gata is named Legs also?
No, that's
Set
But then they lose the East.
Yes, we did.
They did lose the East. No, the East team is strong. Don't underestimate the East team.
The race is not for the Swift, okay? That's just the first one.
I need to help you all. I need to help you all.
And all our players were not there. All of our players were there. Was Jason there? Was Jason there?
I don't care.
And Jason, I don't think Jason is going to be here.
Jason is not going to be here for the...
I'm not sure.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he's leaving.
Yeah, Jason should leave.
You know what? We got surprises. You don't have to worry about that.
I'm telling you.
What I think happened within the regular season is Bowler was probably just getting season in.
That's correct.
So when he gets season in, by the time Virgin Gata league start, that's when
he kicks in.
That's when he kicks in.
Not only that, but now remember Steve Powell and Judah are now both playing for East.
Listen. Well,
both playing for East. So that East
so
team is very strong.
you're saying
that's the combination that they had before. Remember when Mega Mix and
I was about to say that
East joined together to beat Legs.
I was about to say that.
But yeah, I think they beat them in regular season, but when it came to down to the wire,
the whip is not for the swift, son.
Legs was.
That's why they call us Legs. And you see me every day training those guys in the gym, don't you?
I see you training one or two of them, yes.
Those are the key players.
You have the key players.
I have confidence in Gola that he's going to get those guys prepared because they're practicing. They're going to defend home court.
Of course, Gola is what they personally refer to as the best in the world. Ronnie Simmons. He's the best in the world in whatever he does. So the Legs really have the best coach in the world.
But I tell you why the Legs are so powerful, Paul, because these guys all had the opportunity to play college ball. They came back, they started a team together, and they kind of stayed together. It's just the same way the Disciples were. Back in those days, the Disciples, they all played together, stuck together. Yes.
Similar thing.
And everybody who goes to come back and play from college joins the team, so they still maintain that level of college play. If you want to say that's the national team, Chucky, I'll give you ideas. Now, if that's the national team, we don't have to we don't have to add to more.
Well, we want to thank Carl for his ideas. In the meantime, let's remind the listening audience that you are here live. You can give us a call. Carl's going to give you the number in a minute. It is on the screen. But more importantly, we have Brian Chucky Hodge. Byron. B-R-Y-B-Y-R-O-N. Byron Chucky Hodge. Sorry, Mom, I'm working on it. And he is here to tell us that the champion of champions, or is it champion of champion? I think it's an S. There's an S missing on the advertisement. Champion of champions. Tomorrow evening, and in the first game, you're going to see St. Kitts, who are known as the Falcons, come up against Legacy. Now, Legacy is a team that has been mouthing off the Legs, and the Legs play in the big and final game tomorrow night, and they're going to come up against St. Croix. St. Croix team is called Real Kings. The hope is that on Saturday night is going to be the big clash between the Legacy and the Legs.
We hope to see that. That's where everybody get a chance to play. Everybody, that's where the talk starts.
That's where the talk starts.
In order for it to end,
But you know what, Chucky, and Paul, you probably might agree with me with this. You have a text.
Somebody just asking if Bolo plays with the Legs. Bolo plays with East Rockers.
Well, I'm not sure what's going to happen over the weekend. I mean, they might
have to do some recruiting.
Right.
But like I said, we got results.
I don't see Bolo looking good in blue. I like to see red. That's just me.
So one day for St. Kitts
is orange. So I don't know about
Legacy.
Legacy is black.
Black, okay.
No, what I wanted to say, guys, is every year we go to Virgin Gorda, and Virgin Gorda has a very good league, Summer Jam League. But what I think Virgin Gorda needs to do, and they used to do it before, they used to pick a championship team and mix actually a national team and take that team just the same way Legs used to travel. I'm wondering, Wes, if you're listening, I wonder what's going on with that now. I mean, you can pick a team and come and play in the same league, Because Virgin Gorda used to be in that same champion of champions. We don't see them anymore. What's going on, Wes? Come on, guys. I mean, we are every weekend.
You see, Virgin Gorda has a lot of good players.
They got the best players to me.
They have a lot of good players.
Even in the juniors.
So it seems like a lot of teams that's down here in the summer league pick those players from Virgin Gorda.
Correct.
Yes,
so they spread out around around the different teams.
That's correct.
So instead of they just coming together and put a team together, for some reason it seems like they always have some kind of confusion. So that's why they in their team together.
Okay,
but West going to get started. Trust me, I believe in him.
We're going to take a break, but stick and stay. We're going to have a lot more basketball talk for you in a moment. We're going to take a
Champion
word.
of champions.
Champion of champions. We're going to take a word from our sponsors, Lime, Speedies, and Rotown Wholesale.
Speedies gets me over.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Time Shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Speedies, the ultimate way to travel in and around the Virgin Islands. We offer daily ferry services between Virgin Gorda and Tortola and St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Speedies also offer 3 daily services from Trellis Bay, Beef Island, including a 10:30 p.m. convenient late run from Virgin Gorda. Explore paradise in Virgin Gorda with car rentals, deep sea fishing, private charters, and taxi services with free pickup offer. Don't settle for anything less. When thinking of travel in the Virgin Islands by land or sea, think Speedies. Full air-conditioned cabins and a well-stocked bar. For more information, call 495-5235 or 495-5204.
Gatorade Lab Test 01 Prime, trial number 10. Fuel training. Trigger muscle response. Ignite. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Time Shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Line, value every moment.
Welcome back, folks. If you just joined us, our numbers on the screen, 541-6709. We're live in the studio, and Paul, we have a text.
Yes, I actually just got a text from the Young Legs manager, Terry. Thank you for sending the text.
What does the text say?
It says, legs all the way, represent your hood. So, Mr. Manager, thank you for your text.
I told you, my boy, they're watching. You know, when it comes to the legs, we got to defend.
It's not me, Terry. The guys here told me to set you up. If next time, hide your arm, you know.
But of course, like I say, Chucky, how do you feel? I mean, how do you see sports right now when you reach a certain age? You know, you feel like your time is done. There's nothing for you to do. I mean, you just mentioned that you're 38. You played basketball way back when.
Yeah, but
I mean, don't you feel that you still have a little bit of inside of you that you would like to see come out?
Yeah, man. I still could play, but I just go keep it in my level of competition. Right. You know, I mean, I tore my Achilles.
I know, and I suppose it's your walking.
Months ago. Yeah, man. I go now. Went to therapy walks. Dr. Jerry Smith took real good care of me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
We have to charge you for advertising, Paul.
Yeah,
once you get them kind of injury, you got to check Jerry. Yeah, so I feel like, and Breeze has proven it too, also, because Breeze was coaching East.
And then he ended up playing.
And then he ended up playing because, he felt that, hey, I'm still on the same pace. You know what I'm saying? Right. My body's still good.
So is that saying that the level of basketball has not changed? Where a guy could come 50, 60 years, come back in and play?
I don't know about 50, 60, because if you take a look at it, the guys that's dominating the game right now, Kennedy, Reese, Jovan, those guys, Steve, J.R., all of those guys went to college at the same time. That's about 10 years ago.
Right.
So there's no way that you could say that the level of basketball is getting better when you have guys that finished college 10 years ago still dominating. So that's why you're facing so much competition down at Save the Seed, because it's like Legs is another level, and Kings, they're like up here when it comes to basketball. The rest of the guys
are the guys with exposure.
Those are the guys that the rest of the guys are down here. So that intermediate league was very necessary.
Right.
To bring the level
of competition, because most of those guys they don't really practice basketball like those other guys that's up here.
Right.
They just play it for recreation purposes.
Right.
So it puts a big distance in between. So that's when you have the games are not going to be that competitive. So you have some people who will say, oh, the federation ain't doing this and the federation ain't doing that. But in order for you to market something, you have to have something to market.
Right.
Because for me, if I wasn't the president of basketball, there's nothing that you could tell me that if Legs and Filipinos playing, there's nothing you could tell me to come and watch that game. I don't care what you do, unless you're giving away, even if you're giving away a car. I still have to wait and sit down and wait. So it's kind of funny.
Till the end of the game, you come at the end of the game to get a car.
No, Paul, it's funny that he said so, because for those of you folks who are, I was talking about a 40+ league. For those of you folks who want to get a chance to play, the whole league is modified. So you won't be playing the 20 minutes that you see in a regular basketball league. I mean, you won't have the luxury of having all 12 players, because we're trying to limit the teams. We're looking for 10 teams in basketball, softball 10 teams. If we could get at least 6 teams in netball and 8 teams in soccer, so you guys need to get your teams in. But what we did is we modified the time, modified just about almost everything in it, so it make it easier. The games are finishing quicker. You get a chance to play on and off. You know, the time is different. So it's not like you don't come out and feel, oh, I done old already, you know, I can't run among these young guys and stuff. And that was a talk too, you know, playing against the young guys.
We have a text coming in, but I want to ask Chucky as I read the text. Tell us a bit about the halftime entertainment. What have we got anything planned for that?
Well, I think we have some entertainment by Jamie Tweed, Jamie Tweed, and then there's also I'm contacting some dance teams have been contacting me about doing some stuff at halftime. So I'm waiting to just finalize.
And what about, I read on Facebook there was going to be some skating as well. So
Jamie Tweed. That's the man, Jim Bob.
You just got a text from the manager of Long Legs, who says, I am telling you, I am informing the public that Ray Victor and David Bolo Letsom will be playing for the Legs. He's not asking you, he's telling you.
So the boy's going to be in blue.
The
boy's going to be in blue.
I have to really see Bolo in blue.
Welcome to the national team. You've been listening to action for a long time.
The manager has spoken. I know some people disrespected Terry in my program.
Okay.
He's given
You know what? We got to give Terry a chance to come and say.
Well, he just spoke. He doesn't have to. He just spoke to the world right here.
But
live on television.
Again, we're Victor and Bolo. We welcome you guys to the national team. It's been a long time waiting. We know you guys. You know, we got it in.
No, Mr. Manager, I know you've been very vocal tonight.
I'll take a disclaimer.
Anything else you want to tell the folks before we go?
Let them know what to expect, because these guys are working out. Yeah, let them know what to expect.
How much are you guys going to lose to Legacy by? These are the
matter of fact, you know, be the man and call him in and say, listen, we could handle this.
No, you can send a text. I don't mind a text. I'll read it as if I'll speak like you. But tell us how much you're going to lose to Legacy by.
Again, we're almost at the end of the show, but we want to give Chucky the opportunity again to promote
the event.
So Friday night, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, come on out to the multipurpose complex. We have Fruta Falcons versus Legacy out of St. Thomas. Fruta Falcons is from St. Kitts. And then the nightcap, we have Legs versus Real Kings. And on Saturday, starting at 8 o'clock, the losers from Friday will play the first game. And then the winners will play for all the marbles after that.
And Real King is from St. Croix.
Real King is from St. Croix,
yes. And you forgot to mention, Chucky, that a well-stocked bar awaits them.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I just finished packing it myself.
Pack it yourself.
Yeah. But I must say, my fellow man is looking a little spiffy this evening.
Yeah, love his jacket on. I want to steal that jacket from him.
Try it, you know me.
Yeah. He's shining this evening.
Yeah, he's looking. I'm still waiting to hear from the manager of Legs.
Diamond in the sky.
Chucky, is it possible that we could get you to sing for the halftime entertainment tomorrow?
That's possible.
It's possible.
How much you paying?
You're not refereeing, are you?
Huh?
You're not refereeing in this.
No, not at all. I'm really
so we got referees.
Kendall Henry from St. Croix, who is an official, has informed me that he's going to be here.
Yeah, he's going to be here.
And he's an exceptional referee.
Okay, and we got all guys who's going to be assistant.
Of course. We have like Edgar and guys like that who
are
exceptional referees.
Neil is going to provide assistance.
I must say Neil Thomas has improved immensely over the last couple of years as a referee. I must give him that. In his early days, he used to have a few faults, you know.
Well, he's human. He's human.
Yeah, but I mean, his level of refereeing.
But he's been hanging around Norville for some time now, so I guess.
And you, of course,
has been rubbing off. I'm still in training.
And of course, Norville. You mentioned Norville Young, another exceptional Norville as well, has improved immensely.
Yes, well, I just left Norville trying to finish a
soccer match.
Yeah, no, not exactly. He was actually trying to do his exam. For the next level at FIFA, so kudos to Norville, man, for working real hard. It's one of our certified referees.
Yeah, he's taking it quite seriously.
No, Paul, I think we're coming up to the end of the show. I think you want to recap on your highlights
of some quick results. Let's get in the scores. On Friday night, Youth on Fire defeated Go Hard. Well, Go Hard defeated Youth on Fire by 1 point, 76-75. Terror Squad annihilated Chaotic, 109-50. And then the big game on Friday night Run It Red, who are really improving. They've defeated Raw Skills 79-78. On Saturday night, 2 games. The first game, No Worries, lost to Come to Defend, who of course have been playing very well. 85-25, there was no contest there. Wow. And the big game, East Rockers, Bolo, who has now absconded and moved across to legs, I understand. He top scored with 21 points and 4 rebounds over up to the time 82-81. Now, before we go, we have the manager has sent in some words, so we're going to read his text. Let's see. I just
hope you didn't delete it.
I did. Back. I can't.
But in,
okay, go ahead. Yes, in the meantime.
In the meantime, guys, like I said, this weekend we have Friday, like Chucky just mentioned, Champion of Champions between St. Kitts, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and our host, the British Virgin Islands. The national team of the Legs is going to be defending the BVI with Bolo and Ray Victor. And Ray Victor. Yeah, they've just joined the crew. We just give them the uniform. So
and just to inform you guys too, this is the first series of tournaments that we're gonna be having.
So look forward to some more.
Look forward to some more. Yeah, I'm trying to organize a high school tournament without all of the high schools in the Virgin Islands,
which is good.
So you guys, yeah, we're trying to get the high schools into participate in the interscholastics throughout the Virgin Islands. So.
The same caller says that bowlers played for them overseas before, and also he says when they play in land, it's legs all the way.
Good.
So
there goes. Once again, guys, just to recap what we had earlier today, we had Miss George who was talking about health, wellness, and fitness at the same time, talking about the foods that we have, the foods that we should eat, what's affecting us, and some of the non-communicable diseases that's affecting us here, which is very important, guys. You need to take note of that. And don't forget, like I said, this weekend we have hot action that's going on. We have the Champion of Champions, we have Summer Jam, and we have Honorable Junior Fraser.
Well, funny enough, the games in Summer Jam let's just finish by saying the games in Summer Jam this weekend, there are no really big teams playing in Summer Jam this weekend.
So you guys could come on over?
So only the last game on Saturday, which is without a doubt, but they're playing against OTC, which is not a very strong team. So
you guys come on up from Virgin Islands, come on down to the
all big games actually going to be.
Come on down to the multi-purpose. It's going to be a multi-purpose.
Me and West communicated.
Yeah.
So
West. When I look at the schedule, I thought, why did he put the schedule like this? And I realized why he did.
Yeah, West,
there's no strong teams playing this weekend. So he's actually purposely done that. So thank you to West for doing that.
Okay, West, I'm still trying to get in touch with you. We need to get those 40+ guys over to your league. Please give me a call. 541-7541 is my number, guys, if you need to get in touch with me about the league.
I thought that was the number changed to call it.
On that note, guys, it's been good. We thank you guys for the texts and the one who tried to call. We thank you guys.
Yes, that's what is the same manager.
And it's been great.
And until next week, before we go,
we have good sports.
A Bolo Legs for life is a fact. This person, yeah.
See you guys next week.